Hey guys. All right, I'm just making sure this is working because I just recorded. Let me see here. I just recorded like a 35-minute video and then found out that Zoom kicked me off. So here we go again. But I'll try to maybe shorten it now. I must have been rambling on. But hello, happy Thursday. I am here to talk to you guys about intermittent fasting, but more so about detoxifying and cleansing. Now, the recap that I gave you last night was the OG, the original from our previous course book. So if you haven't listened in, hopefully you did, because it kind of gives you an idea as to kind of what fasting is about. But tonight, we're going to dive deep into the two types, or sorry, not the two types, but into different types and the benefits of actually fasting and detoxifying. So I'm going to start with the benefits. Number one, of course, we know this, is the detoxification. So basically through our life, everything that we've consumed and put into our bodies, we're not the cleanest whistle, right? So when we detoxify or cleanse, it's almost like we're born again virgins, or it feels that way. And we're not far from it on the spectrum of really cleaning out your system and giving it a good, clean base to start fresh from. So if you feel like you've been exposed to heavy metals, bacterial, viral, fungal, toxins within your body from our bad choices, whether it be food, drugs, alcohol, even the air that we breathe, this is the best and quickest way to relieve those toxins from your body. Your body will heal itself. There's no secret. There's no, herb drink. There's no real secret or special pill. I mean, people will tell you there is, but in the end, it really is. Your body will do the best job to heal itself. If we can remove the interference, which is digestion, then that gives us a chance, or gives our organs a chance to rest. Makes sense. So things like our liver. So if we've given our liver some time, rather than digesting fats, we can remove waste. So when we don't eat, or we are very selective with what we eat, our body goes through and cleans up our mess. Makes sense, right? Now, it kind of it resembles like acupuncture or chiro when you remove the interference. So with chiro, let's say your hip's out of place or your ribs out of place, and it causes pain because it's interfering where it shouldn't be, whether that be getting a deep breath because your rib is pushing into your lung, or whether that be, impingement through your shoulder. You can't get full range of motion because something is poking into something else, or a ligament is twisted and turned. When you make those changes and you remove the interference, the body can now heal. So it's the same idea. Remove the digestion process. Your body can now work on removing waste rather than digesting. Another one, mental clearance or clarity, clearing the mind. So with an empty stomach, you've got your alertness and your awareness goes through the roof. Issues with mental clarity, bad behavior, focus, all of these things can be helped, or I guess you could say you can benefit or improve these things by eliminating food for the clarity of the brain. So when we go into sympathetic and nervous, or your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous system, real quick, your sympathetic nervous system is your fight or flight. So this is like, when you see a cop and you go, oh God, or when you're about to score a goal in soccer, anything that kind of gets you like really excited, your favorite band is about to play, right? Where you kind of get, or someone's maybe threatening you, and you could just throw a punch, or you could lift a car up from a friend underneath the car. They say that's superhuman strength. That's your sympathetic nervous system. A good example, if you're driving in a car, you've got your friend in the passenger and you're driving, more than likely you are warmer than the passenger because you don't recognize you're in your sympathetic and your passenger is in his parasympathetic, where he's resting, and you are actually more alert and your blood is flowing and your senses are on much more. So it's a great example as to why you can't figure out the heat when you're driving and your partner there is in the passenger who's cold. Moving on, when we're in our rest and digest, what I meant by that, in your rest and digest phase, you're allowing your body to rest and digest. Therefore, like we've even recommended doing protein. So having protein before bed, like the Belly Buster, which is your greens and an Isopro. You can do it with any green and any protein, but I know that Isagenix has a clean product. But you do it right before bed, so you're giving your body the proteins to break down, as protein's the toughest thing to break down. And you go through a rest and digest phase. You wake up clearer, cleaner. And I don't know where I'm going with that. To mental clarity. Anyways, I'll move forward. But when you're not digesting, your brain and your energy is going everywhere it needs to go other than the digestion process. Therefore, you've got more blood going to your brain for alertness and awareness. So with the body, let's say you're doing a marathon. You're running a marathon. You don't want to eat in the middle of it because you need the oxygenated blood to go to those working organs or those working muscles as quickly as it can. So when you don't eat throughout the day, or you fast or you cleanse, you're allowing your body or your blood to focus on the organs that it needs, the parts of the body that is looking for help or healing. Where else do I want to go with this? So there's like back in the day in medical textbooks, they would actually encourage people to fast and cleanse within textbooks and establishments in the medical field, because it would clear the brain and it would help with studying. So study purposes. And kind of cool to know that they went so far back with fasting and cleansing. There's a real benefit to it. One thing that's really important for people as we get older too is the reduction of inflammation. So third benefit, reduction of inflammation. When your cells are going to different areas that are not in hyperresponse, they can do a better job at what they need to do. So when you bring food in and you digest and you're full and your body's, doing what it needs to do to take in the nutrients, absorb, store, whatever it's doing, your cells are in a hyper response. If you tone it down, all of your cells become a little bit calmer, and that allows them to reduce the swelling or the inflammation that's going on within your joints or the area of pain. People with like osteo and rheumatoid arthritis are claiming, there's actually quite a bit of studies as I was researching, are claiming that there was complete cessation, so there was a stop of pain after fasting. And that's pretty incredible to know that, they used to do it and they're doing it now to eliminate the inflammation and through arthritis, as far as osteo and rheumatoid, which is super cool. Now, on that note, there was stem cells. Yeah. So when you give your body a chance to rest, it increases the production of stem cells. And stem cells, if anybody knows, will help with anti-aging, new cartilage, increased new tissues, improved connective tissue rebuilding. It helps with injuries and healing. So, and cravings, it even helps you with your cravings, because you learn to trigger different responses to crave. So if you crave something, right away we go to our habit of fulfilling the habit or fulfilling the craving with food. If you don't, because you're fasting, your body will forget that it craved. So a little bit different. We did talk about the physiological and the psychological. So physiological is hunger, psychological is craving. So with fasting, you are able to decipher the difference. So then talking about reducing cravings, basically fasting can help break addiction straight up. There's studies that they used to do it back in the day there, and they still are with homes. So if you're you're dealing with addiction, you can break through mood-related issues. You can break through addictions, like the chain of addictions, whether it be nicotine, alcohol, narcotics. And it is just something that it triggers within your brain because it gives you a sense of confidence that you can break the chain of habit and pattern. And then when we go into, I think the next one's weight loss. Yeah, weight loss. Well, yay. We all know about this one, and the benefits are straight up. You know, people have lost 20, 30, 40 pounds with fasting techniques. Once the body runs out of glucose, and we talked about this, it begins to burn fat, and that is the stored fat, right? So this is a great way to lose that body fat. And with an appropriate meal plan afterwards, you can really keep it off. And so you guys know you have all sorts of resources with our course that help you with that appropriate meal plan post-fast. One that really stood out to me, just gonna have some tea here. Oh, it's my new, I was just looking for the word, Daddy Line Root Tea. This one's the weightless one, so it actually has really been helping with bloating. I'm trying a challenge of 6 liters a day right now, and I am water bloating like crazy. So to have this, it's been helpful. I'm actually like noticing that it, you know, drops that paunch bloat that you get when you drink too much water. Anyways, Nature's Fair or your local natural food store. So one that I wanted to talk to you guys about quickly is the tumor reduction. This was cool. I didn't know this, but it does make sense. So it goes without saying that if we can produce or reduce inflammation, detoxify, and reduce cravings, it's natural to assume that those hard to get areas of the body are going to now be worked on. When your immune system doesn't have work to digest, it focuses on those hard, you know, the spots that it normally wouldn't have a chance to focus on, which is breaking down those fat cells and those adipose tissues. When you eat often, at times, yeah. So when you eat often, there's what is it called? White blood cells. So when you eat often, you have an increase of white blood cells. They're called leukocytes. The digestive leukocytosis. Yes, okay. Leukocytosis is basically like when your body is armed and your immune cells are in alert. And that is what you get when you have less food to digest, is you have them in alert and they'll break down tumors. So sometimes people will actually stop eating during cancer periods and will start to get better. The body can heal, right? It makes sense. Think of all the beautiful things that our body does. Of course it can heal itself if we give it the opportunity. So through my research, I found out that fasting has been practiced in the past plenty. Greek medicine, Chinese medicine, even biblical medicine, kind of cool. So quickly to talk on the types of fasting. The water fast, it's great in short term. Be careful, right? Short term. It can happen 1 to 2 times a week, and you want to eat dinner. Then you're going to drink water all day the next day, and then eat dinner again. That's 24 hours. That's all you need. Then when we talk about a juice cleanse, you're nutritionally bankrupt. This is great for people who are nutritionally bankrupt. When you have a juice cleanse, you're flooding your body with high concentration of electrolytes, phytonutrients, antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, all the good stuff. I will add a Isagenix cleanse video tomorrow for you guys. It's the cleanse juice I use just because I know it's the holy juice. It has everything that I believe in and it works well for me, but you can also make your own. You can have like 3 to 16 cups of juice a day too. You have to be careful though with your juice. It needs to be vegetable. So like limes, green apple, limes and green apple are okay, but things like cucumber, cilantro, ginger, lemons, limes, celery, parsley, I said limes twice, but they're a good one. Things like that are great. If you're going to use a carrot or a beet juice or like a fruit, you want to If you want to, I'm not big. See, this is the second time, so here I am rambling on. Okay, so the beets and the carrots, 25% of your juice, beets and carrots, if you're going to go that route. No more. Even grapefruit's good, but 25%, no more. It's really good for your acne, any skin issues, eczema, irritation, rash, that kind of thing. So one little tip is chew your juice. So if you want to be satisfied and get all those nutrients within your saliva, it's really good to chew it, and makes it a little bit more fun, kind of corny, but try it out. The second last one I want to talk about is broth cleansing. So this one really stood out to me. I didn't know much about it, but I am definitely doing it. Excuse me. So it's very good for this type of weather. I'm in Canada right now, Kelowna. So if you aren't, maybe you don't know, but it's chilly, it's winter. So it's nice to have a warm choice. So this is, it's great for detoxifying the bone broth. But it actually has a much greater effect at maintaining body muscle mass. You lose body fat, but muscle mass stays put, which is huge for us who train. So this is because, you know, it has a muscle sparing effect. It has the glycine, a lot of glutamine, high levels of amino acids, protein that all keep your muscle but help you burn the fat. There's even 1 gram or less of sugar in this, right? So you won't have those blood glucose level spikes, and you'll create some amazing connective tissue. Now, the Isagenix Cleanse for Life juice that I mentioned is really great in that it has a lot of the same, it correlates quite a bit with bone broth. It has a lot of the same concoction styles so that you can continue to maintain your muscle mass, but lose body fat. So hit me up if you are interested. I can hook you guys up with some Cleanse for Life juice. But you're also welcome to, you know, try your own juice as well. And bone broth can be made on your own, or you can buy it in store. But you just basically boil bones, and then if you look it up on Google, you can kind of pick and choose what you want to add to it. Quickly on that topic, why I brought up the Cleanse for Life and the broth is I'm going to combine the two. So you can do the benefits of the bone broth, so 2 a day, and then the Cleanse for Life ISA is 4 ounces 4 times a day. So I would do two 4 ounces a day, and then my bone broth for the next 2. And therefore you'll get like the benefits of both worlds. And lastly, this one was super cool, the Daniel diet. I'm just learning about the Daniel diet now, similar to paleo, but the idea is produce. So fruits and veggies, nuts and seeds, no grains, fruits and veggies, nuts and seeds. So I was talking to a couple gentlemen in a webinar, and they were hilarious together, but they both lost around 17 pounds in 10 days, which is ridiculous. But they did it. They feel friggin' incredible. And they said they kept their muscle mass because they were also drinking their bone broth. So something to think about. For people who are obese or at a high risk for chronic disease, a cleanse like this is very, very beneficial. They said that a friend of theirs had lost 24 pounds in 10 days, which kickstarted him so that he was in a position where he could train and begin to live that healthy lifestyle without feeling, like there was no hope. So they said it's amazing and it's affordable because all you need is just fruits, vegetables, seeds, and nuts, and you eat unlimited all day long. Then you can also do the gap style, so the fasting where you eat an 8-hour gap. So 8 hours, just eat as much as you want of your avocado, chia seeds, coconut, any fruits and vegetables. And they had nothing but amazing things to say about it. I don't know if I mentioned this, but the friend who was obese had lost 24 pounds. I think I did. That's huge. It definitely gave him the kickstart. So I'll stop there. I feel like I've been blabbing forever. But if you guys have any questions, I am happy to answer them. And today's challenge is basically just to share with us one that maybe interests you or one that maybe you'll try, or if you have heard of any of them and if you have tried them, your experience with it. So thank you so much, ladies. I'm so excited to be doing this with you and sharing this information. And yeah, like I said, be open, share anything, and don't hesitate to message me privately or through the group so that I can answer some questions for you. All right, happy Thursday, guys. Good night.